I am not hating to my true potential. Greetings. Hello. How's it going? Welcome back. Confession time. I'm a little bit running low on time tonight. I got things I have to do, and yeah, life kind of got in the way for me. So this is going to be rather short. I'm not sure how short. I'm anticipating like 10 minutes. So this is just going to be like a little tiny morsel of content for you, perhaps. Just something to hold you over until I have a better episode next week. So, I have two topics. Let's start with the first one, because I don't care about football. I feel like I've made that kind of abundantly clear. If you know me, I am not really a sport person. I don't really care about sports. I think hockey's fun. I enjoy hockey. I enjoy watching hockey, but I'm not a big, hockey fanatic. I am a Formula One person, though, and I will die a Formula One person probably, because it is the only sport I've ever liked. But when it comes to, kicking a ball around or tossing a ball around, I fear the extent of how much I care is how much Van cares. If Van is really rooting for a team, then by proxy, I'm really rooting for that team. And more so, I'm rooting for him because he's rooting for the team. So that's kind of the way sports work to me. Anyway, that is the extent of how I feel about it. That being said, actually, no, not even that being said. Let me continue on that train of thought. To the point that I did not realize the Super Bowl was this past, weekend or whatever, this last Sunday, until, Van told me, and then I started seeing it on TikTok. But yeah, I was so out of touch that I did not realize that. But obviously I didn't watch it. Let's just be clear. I did not watch the Super Bowl, and I didn't care. I know the Eagles won. That's about it. That's about what I know. I also know, though, because this is more what I do care about, is the halftime show, which I have not seen in its entirety, but I know it was Kendrick Lamar, and I know SZA was there. I also, it was brought to my attention that Samuel L. Jackson, made a speech or something at the beginning. I didn't watch it, but I know he was a part of it somehow. Anyway, the point is, if you take nothing from the Super Bowl halftime show, other than, it was honestly a good performance as far as performances go, it was very artsy. If you take nothing from it, go and search up the part where he says Drake's name, Kendrick Lamar does, because I have never seen a person make such direct eye contact through the camera with a singular audience member that they're specifically targeting, and it is so diabolical. It is so, you have to watch it to know what I'm talking about. But he says, "Say Drake," and he turns immediately to the camera with the biggest smile you've ever seen, and it is so diabolical. It is so, I would be crashing out if I were Drake. I would be having a public meltdown, I think, because that is so crazy. And then ESPN, the official ESPN TikTok account, posted just that clip of him calling out Drake in his song. It's crazy. It's crazy. And honestly, I'm kind of here for it. Somebody commented and was like, Kendrick Lamar has made me realize that I'm not beefing enough. I am not hating to my true potential the way I should be. And that is just so ridiculously funny to me, I fear. And also, I feel like it's such a 90s kind of early 2000 thing for rappers to beef like this and to genuinely be beefing. And yeah, bring that back, perhaps. It's maybe not fully, because obviously that's perhaps not a great thing. But I love a good diss track. That's what I'm getting at. I love a good, that, you know what, that is at the heart of what I'm saying. Bring back diss tracking. When did we stop roasting people? When did we stop diss tracking our enemies? If you're an adult, choose an enemy. Choose an enemy, an arch enemy to have, and write a diss track. That's ridiculous. Please don't do that. But it's funny. It is rather funny. So yeah, if you do nothing else with the Super Bowl or the halftime show or whatever, go look up the part where Kendrick Lamar says Drake's name. Like, it is worth it. And there's no way it's not like a GIF at this point. It's definitely, it's worth your time. It's worth your 2 minutes or whatever. The other thing I didn't know, which I found out through TikTok, is that Serena Williams dated Drake. That was like I guess a pop culture thing that I just like tuned out at some point, or like wasn't made aware of at some point. I didn't know that. So when Kendrick Lamar brought out Serena Williams to dance at his performance after he called out Drake, like, that is crazy. That is next level petty. And I'm so here for it. I'm so here for it. That was craziness. Anyway, go look it up. That's all I'm going to say. Moving on. This one's kind of a wee bit of a deep thinking, a deep thinker, perhaps. I know a lot of people talk about, like, this concept of healing your inner child, doing things that are whimsical and fun, and, allowing yourself to do those things even as an adult. And I can't remember the last time I went to a museum as an adult without children in tow. Like, went to a museum and just enjoyed the museum and everything that comes with that without a child. Usually, if I'm going to some sort of activity like that, a museum or whatever, I'm taking my niece, my little toddler niece, and she's my excuse to go, more or less. But Van and I, over the weekend, were like, let's go do something fun. Do you want to go to a museum? Like, let's go hang out at a museum and walk around. And that was really fun. It was really fun to just, like, because, adults don't go on field trips or whatever. Like, we don't get to go and go to the planetarium and the museum and whatever because it's paid for by the school. Like, we don't get to do that kind of stuff. And so to be able to just go and I love learning. I love consuming information, and museums are a really good way to do that. And they're a really fun, interactive way to do that. And I just don't do it enough, I don't think. Like, I don't spend that time because it's like I don't have a kid. Like, I don't really have a reason to go. Well, yeah, I do, because I enjoy them. I think they're fun. Like, the one we went to had a section on, like, flight and the history of flight. And they just had a giant plane in the middle of their museum that you could go walk through and play with. You sit in the pilot seat and play with all the buttons. And, like, it was fun. It was genuinely fun. And we had a great time. And we slid down the slide. There's a slide that goes out of the plane to the, like, lower level or whatever, because the plane's on, like, the second level, and then whatever. It's really fun. It was fun. We enjoyed that. And I enjoyed, taking my time and reading the little plaques that tell you about the history of aviation and the first, female black pilot. And, like, it was cool. I really enjoyed that. And I guess I just hadn't, because I have people in my life who are like, oh yeah, I do this to heal my inner child. I'll give you an example. I have a friend who's really, like, her inner child thing is Hello Kitty. Like, she just collects Hello Kitty things, and that's her thing. Like, her therapist has encouraged her to heal her inner child, and that's how she does it. But I realized I don't really have anything like that. And up to this point, like, I hadn't really recognized maybe a need for it in myself. Like, I don't know. I hadn't really recognized that. But yeah, I had a really good time just going and walking around a museum, as silly as that sounds, to just enjoy that freedom again of that experiential learning, I guess. Anyway, I don't really have a point with that. I guess maybe I just need to find more things that heal my inner child. I think in a way, my wanting to juggle and, like, be a clown and everything is sort of like that. Like, I've always wanted to do that and didn't have an opportunity as a kid to really encourage that. So now I get to do it as an adult, right? And I just think that's really fun to have things that are whimsical and just kind of silly, but that, yeah, let you enjoy life a little bit more fully. So, anyway, that's what I've been thinking about, I guess. I hope you liked it. Bye.